This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with a UFO/drone news update. Drones are all over the news today. There was a hearing yesterday regarding the dangers posed by drones in Washington. I believe there's going to be another one today. The big news is for everyone saying that they are not being operated by foreign entities, at least one of them has now been confirmed as being operated by a Chinese national. There was a 39-year-old man arrested this week for flying a drone over a Space Force base in California. No word so far on where the New Jersey ones are coming from, but the person that was arrested for flying the drone over California was a Chinese national. And when he tried to fly back to China, even though he was apparently a U.S. citizen, he was stopped by officials, and they found pictures of what's going on in the base in the drone. It seems bizarre that he was even able to get the drone over the base if it's just a regular citizen. Apparently, he was later. They followed the drone with their own technology, and they saw it landed in a park. And this Chinese guy was seen trying to conceal it with another person. No news on if the other person is going to be arrested or not yet. Apparently, he's only facing up to 4 years in jail, which appears a little light to me if this guy ends up being a Chinese spy. Who knows? But it sounds like it could be that. Everyone in this hearing yesterday, as far as the FBI, was saying they don't know who is responsible. They did say that this whole thing is concerning in nature, which contradicts what the New Jersey governor was saying, basically that there's no signs that they were a threat. So the FBI guy who has been investigating these says that they are concerning and they have no idea who's responsible. I mean, there's nothing saying it couldn't be reconnaissance for a potential attack. The military over Picatinny Arsenal base in New Jersey, it's very likely not them, even if it was them at the start, if it was military test drones being flown. They would have stopped by now because the public panic is starting to set in. It's not hysteria, but I did interview a mayor of Mine Hill, New Jersey yesterday about this, and people are just getting increasingly frustrated because nothing seems to be done to actually solve this problem other than what we saw in California. And I did interview a UAP researcher from California last night who has lots of footage of craft being followed by vehicles that appear to be from the CIA, the FBI, local police, and local fire. So it seems like California, this may have been happening longer. I don't know if it's the same type of craft. Some of them look a little bit different, but it seems like the local governments in California might have a bit of a tighter grip on what's going on there. We are seeing these happen in other states as well, though. I mean, I've seen some activity here in Kansas last week in an area close to McConnell Air Force Base here. It could have been Air Force related. I really don't know, but I saw it 3 days in a row, some unusual activity. Obviously, it's coming into Pennsylvania now, too. Obviously, it's been happening in New York, as I interviewed a couple engineers on Sunday that have been monitoring it with hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment in New York for a while. Apparently, there was 39 reports Sunday alone, according to the New Jersey governor, on these incursions. One thing that it could be, and I know how silly this sounds, but there are flying cars in existence now. And this has been going on long enough. If it was people testing flying cars, they probably would have stopped by now. But some of the original ones, they could technically have been flying cars. And I know that sounds silly, but let's just take a look here. These things are in operation now as far as test vehicles. And supposedly in 2025, a lot more of these are going to become available. And we are hearing a lot of these drones are the size of cars. So maybe some of them could have been flying cars being tested. That's just one thing that it could have actually been, considering the lights on them. But again, if it is foreign adversaries, why do they have lights? A lot of the time, apparently, when they start to get chased, they go dark. All I'm talking about is all the possibilities that it could be. And it could be numerous things. It could have been, some of it could be our craft monitoring what's going on with the mysterious craft. Because the mayor also told me yesterday that no police drone footage or government footage is going to be released to him or the public because it's considered criminal investigation footage. So there probably is much better footage from police and military drones and their type of sensors of this stuff. And they, in my opinion, they have a better idea of what's going on. We did do this is interesting though. We did a vote on my channel yesterday of what everybody thinks it is, and by far the winner of the vote, and I'll put up a screenshot of it now, by far 45% of the nearly 900 people that voted believe that it is black military operations. And I did show this. It's slightly different now than it was yesterday when I showed the mayor, but let's look at what people think it is. This is a fairly neutral poll. 45% of you think it's black military operations. 24% think it's China or another adversary country. People like Tim Burchett, who is a Tennessee representative of Congress, believes it's China. He said that on the record. I don't know if that's changed in the 5 or 6 days since he said that on the record, but he did post yesterday on his own YouTube channel the video of him saying he believes it's China.